Good afternoon, Falcon fans. Good afternoon, everyone within the sound of my voice. I am here with the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Scott Karisic, and we are talking everything Falcons today on our new show, What the Falcon. And hey, Scott, let's come right to it. As you and I were talking, we've learned of a move that the Falcons made, and I think we each were thinking, what the Falcon? Um,
Yeah,
Felipe Franks. What's up with
I
that?
I don't know why. Unless they really like his special teams play, that's the only thing I can think of. Cause he's pretty terrible. Like he can block a little bit, maybe that's what it's for, but dude can't play football on an actual team.
Mm,
Um, yeah, not a fan of his at all.
that's I mean, I don't even know what to say, bro. Like that's I mean, it just happened, right? So apologies. I'm a little shocked, but let me bring up the article so we can hear it because you know what, or see it. But the only thing that I'm thinking, honestly, to be totally honest with you and transparent, I'm thinking this is for special teams.
That
And
would be the only thing I can think of too. Yeah.
yeah, and if it is for special teams, then it makes sense. If not, then what the Falcon, man? So here we go. Falcons signing Felipe Franks, tight end Felipe Franks, according to Orlando Ledbetter. The Falcons are signing tight end Felipe Franks to a contract on Wednesday. He predominantly contributed to Carolina's special team unit last season. Felipe Franks, 27, was a one-year starter at Arkansas after spending 3 years at the University of Florida. He signed with the Falcons, undrafted in 2021. Played quarterback before transitioning to tight end in 2022. Atlanta waived him in 2023. He later caught on with the Panthers in 2024. In 2024, Franks appeared in 16 games for the Panthers and recorded one reception on 3 targets for 12 yards. He also recorded 10 tackles and one fumble recovery on special teams. So it's got to be special teams. Got to be special teams.
Yeah, it's got to be special teams.
I don't see any other. I don't see any other way. It's anything but that. So
There's
I don't know.
legitimately no value in Felipe Franks except for special teams.
Well, there you go. So the Falcons also made another signing today. They signed Jordan Fuller, I believe.
That's a good signing if he's healthy.
Okay. So tell me a little about Jordan Fuller and tell me why you feel like this is a good signing.
So Jordan Fuller is a pure free safety. When he was at Ohio State, he was kind of underrated. He's a 6'2", 205-pound, just hammer over the middle if you need him to be. Really good against the run. Not the best in certain schemes, like not the best at man coverage, not the best at that intermediate robber. But if you're going to use him in the deep third, you're going to use him in the deep half, which I think that's what the Falcons plan to do. Basically the exact same role they were using Justin Simmons in. I think he's pretty solid. I don't love him in that robber role. But you have Jesse Bates for that role, right? The Panthers were trying to use him in that intermediate robber Jesse Bates type role last year, and it did not work because they had
Okay.
Xavier Woods as their deep third guy. So while, yeah, Fuller did play in that scheme, he didn't play the best. I think he's got a better role, similar to what he was doing with the if you go into Jordan Fuller's history, he had his best years under Raheem Morris.
Okay. All right. So that makes sense.
So
That would make sense as to why we re-sign him then. Or sign him,
yeah,
I'm sorry. Because it is a reunion with Raheem Morris. Well, it looks like Raheem is bringing his guys in. So, I mean, I guess he's proven that if he has his guys, he can make something happen with it. So I'm okay with it. I saw your tweet on it, and looks like a lot of the folks that I've seen that commented on this agreed with you that this is a good sign for the Falcons because he fits the Falcons system and what we're trying to do. So
that's pretty much what free agency's been the entire way, right? Divine Diablo may not be the best player in the NFL at linebacker, but he fits what they do. Leonard Floyd may not have been the best pass rusher available on the market, but he fits what they want. Morgan Fox may not be the best guy available as a pass rusher on the interior, but he fits what they want. And I can screen share what I've got for the depth chart if that helps out.
Can you send me a screenshot? Because usually when I let somebody else, well, not, but usually when somebody else screen share, it's going to shut the whole thing down. Unfortunately,
I gotcha. I did just post it on Twitter.
Well, let me go to Twitter then. Let's do that.
So I've got my updated screenshot there. You may have to just search for my name. Oh, there you go. Nope, right there.
You usually come up. All right. So let's go to defense. We got Leonard Floyd, Brandon Dorlus, Ruka Rororo, Zach Harrison, Arnold Ebiketie, Divine Diablo, Caden Ellis, AJ Terrell, Mike Hughes, Clark Phillips, Jesse Bates, Jordan Fuller. Backing that up, you got, and that's with the 4-3 offset one gap, 3-3-5 and 2-4-5 nickel. You got Braylon Trice, David Onyemata, Taquan Graham, Morgan Fox, D'Angelo Malone, Troy Anderson, JT Bertrand, Keith Traylor, Mike Ford, Natron Brooks, Benny Sapp, DeMarco Hellams. I don't like the depth at cornerback.
So there are some spots that they need to add, obviously. But I think this is what Terry Fontenot likes to do. He likes to get, can I have a competent player in every single spot on the roster before I go into the draft? And I think, honestly, he has a competent 2 deep to where he can go into the draft. And if he wants to, go best player available. Now, I think they're going to go best player available on defense.
They better.
So, I mean, if they take Jahad Campbell, what's the worst that can happen, right? If they take, a cornerback like Will Johnson, not the worst thing in the world. If they take a defensive tackle like Kenneth Grant or Graham from Michigan, not a horrible pick, right? So that's one of those things where, it may not be the ideal, oh my God, we've got this perfect player right now that, will fit exactly what we need at 15. I think it's very possible they trade down from 15. This draft has maybe 12 to 13 guys that are truly in that top group. And then after that, it's a lot of guys that are the same level dudes for about 100 picks too. I mean, like all the way through the end of day 3, after those first 12 guys, it's all the same level of guy. So you can get away with it if you trade down, but you got to get a 2, you got to get a 4, a minimum of 3 and a 4 to make that worth it.
Okay. One of the other things, and again, it's as the Kirk turns, the latest development is the Falcons are actually getting offers, and it may be for a 3rd round pick, which I'm not tooting my own horn, but yours truly, T. Will, stated maybe we get a 3rd round in a show last week or the week before. I was reminding Carrie of this, much to her chagrin. Look, if you can get a 3rd round pick for Kirk, I would take it in a heartbeat and run to the bank and cash that check as quickly as I could. I think you would be very fortunate to do that. Give me your thoughts on getting a 3rd round for Kirk and just how you see this thing playing out.
I mean, I don't know who would trade a 3rd rounder for Kirk right now, but I have a saying, and pardon the language here, but NFL teams do stupid shit all the time. So if some team is dumb enough to give the Falcons a 3rd-round pick for Kirk Cousins, have at it, right? Like, I'm just going to go through the teams right now. I don't see anybody in the AFC East. Maybe the Browns are dumb enough. Maybe the Steelers are dumb enough. Steelers have the cap to do it too. I don't see the Titans doing it because they got the number 1 overall pick. They're probably going to take Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. Either one fits. No one in the AFC West. Maybe the Giants consider it. If both quarterbacks are gone by 3, they're like, you know what? We'll just give you guys a 3 and we'll have Kirk start for us. I could see that happening. Outside of that, I don't really see anybody who would want Kirk Cousins on their roster. I mean, maybe if a quarterback goes down, that happens. But that's not something that happens this year where they get the 3rd. It'd be something after the first round or after the draft. It'd be after, after the first round of the draft, after the second round of the draft, after all the quarterbacks are gone, and then all of a sudden, they're trading for Kirk Cousins for a 3rd for 2026, right? I just don't see it being a situation where they end up. I don't see it as a situation where they end up taking Kirk Cousins or giving Kirk Cousins to, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like there's not really a good situation to get a 3rd before the draft, right? Unless again, the Steelers are just like, we're gonna take Kirk, we're gonna draft Jalen Milroe, and we're gonna do what the Falcons did last year, which I could easily see the Steelers doing because they're nuts. They hired Arthur Smith as their offensive coordinator, for Christ's sake. They're going to do some dumb stuff.
Well, that's going to be interesting. So you got the Titans at 1, and not that they would trade their 1st-round pick, but I could see them trading, let's say, Will Levis to us for Kirk Cousins. Will obviously be a backup for us, and maybe a 3rd-round pick next year. I don't know that. So the teams that are at the top, I don't know that they are all in love with Shedeur and Cam Ward. I just don't know that. I don't get that feeling.
So the Titans love Cam Ward, and they really like Shedeur Sanders.
Okay.
The Browns at the top love Cam Ward and love Shedeur Sanders. The Giants really love Cam Ward, don't really like Shedeur Sanders. Those guys are going to be the top 3, like in the top 3 picks, right?
Yeah.
The Giants, the reason why they stand out as a potential is they could say, you know what, we don't want to deal with Aaron Rodgers' bullshit. We don't want to deal with any of what he's about. Let's just trade for Kirk Cousins. Let's just have a decent quarterback, and let's run it with a decent quarterback and see what our offense looks like. And if there's a guy there that we like in the 2nd, we'll take him. If there's not, we'll wait till next year. That's the most logical thing I can see for the Giants. When it comes to the Steelers, I could see them saying, hey, we've got a pretty good offense. We've got good wide receivers. We just need a quarterback that can get in there and throw it to these guys, and talking themselves into a healthy Kirk Cousins can probably make these throws we want him to make. And Arthur Smith runs a heavy play action offense. It's a lot closer to what he ran with Kevin O'Connell. The Falcons weren't running a ton of the play action last year, but also before that.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Now, I know Cleveland has Kevin Stefanski, and Kevin Stefanski has worked with Kirk Cousins.
Big fan of Kirk Cousins, Stefanski is.
Yeah, so you don't think that could work, or you don't think Cleveland would be interested in that?
Cleveland can't eat the cap. That's That's the side of it that I don't see happening. Unless they wait till after June 1st and the Falcons say, you know what, it's after June 1st. We can eat 15 million this year, or we can eat 15 million of this. We eat 5 million this year, 10 million next. If you take on all of the money from his future years, we'll pay down this year. We'll convert 15 million of it into a signing bonus and eat that 5 million this year, 10 million next, and still save, $20 million on the cap this year, right? Still save, 22 million on the cap this year, still save next year roughly about 22 million, and then the year after that save the 57. I could see the Falcons doing that, but then they've got $22 million available to them in June and no one to sign. That's probably going to be worth it. But even then, that would be okay because they can still get away with, you know what? No big deal. We're out of the contract. Cleveland's got it. And then Cleveland can fit that contract into their system real well, provided they just cut him after the first year, right? Which is what they would probably do. So
okay. Yeah, I think this gets really interesting. I think Kirk is going to get moved, and I think he's going to get. Go ahead.
I think he gets moved before the draft.
I do too. Well, I don't know if it's to Pittsburgh, but I agree with you. He's going to get moved. I agree with you. And look, it could be Pittsburgh. They clearly don't want Justin or Russell.
Nope.
Because they've I don't think they're interested either way. And so look at a healthy Kirk Cousins. If he can distribute the ball, plus he likes play action, he does do better with play action. So that kind of fits what Arthur Smith is trying to do. I could see it. I just can't shake. I feel like he's going to Cleveland. I don't know why. I just have this feeling that's gnawing in my gut that Kevin Stefanski's had enough of, the nonsense that's going on before, and he's going to be like, look, I want Kirk. Kirk's my guy. I could be wrong.
I mean, I can see him being tired of the morons there. So I agree, but oof.
Let me ask you this. Do you think two of the three teams could just totally surprise us and not take a quarterback and let Shador and or Cam go to whoever they want to go to, like, or go down further in the draft? Like, give me your thoughts on it, because I feel like if there's any year for that, it's this year.
So this is not a great quarterback class, but it's still better than like the 2022 quarterback class, right? This is more like the year that Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota went top 2. Which again wasn't a great class, but they're still solid quarterbacks that can lead a team, lead a franchise. And quarterbacks always get overdrafted, not underdrafted. So I don't see a situation this year where two of those top 3 picks aren't Ward and Sanders, honestly. And honestly, I think they're going to be the top 2 picks.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I'd love to see it, but honestly, Scott, I don't think that's going to happen. I could be totally wrong. But that'd be interesting. That would be interesting. What Tennessee could do is they could trade. Let's say they trade Will Levis to us for Kirk, right? And they also sent us, let's say, a 3rd round pick. And with that first pick, they could go defense or another need, right? I really feel like, and I could be totally wrong. I could be totally wrong. I probably am wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. But I really could see, because the Giants don't necessarily seem like a fit for either Shador or Cam.
Because Shador would be great in the offense.
I think no. I get that. I'm just saying the way the Giants do business.
They love Cam Ward. I'm telling you right now.
You think so?
They've been trying to trade up to 1 since January for Cam Ward. They absolutely love Cam Ward in New York.
All right, it's gonna be interesting. We got Mike in the chat saying, "Fellas, Mike, how you doing, man? Welcome." I don't know. This is gonna be an interesting draft because I feel like there are gonna be a lot of surprises, but we will see. I mean, one thing about it, it's we're like a month and a half off. What's it, the 19th?
Yeah, we're good bit off.
We will see. We will see. It's gonna be interesting. Let's have some fun with these mock drafts. Let's see what we got here. All right. So I think I'm ready. Let me go to Turbo so we don't have to wait. I've already subscribed, you idiot. What are you doing here? Okay.
You might just have to hit refresh.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. New mock draft, 7 rounds.
Okay.
We're obviously the Falcons. I'm going to enter draft. Are we trading in the first round? And if so, who are we trading?
Let's not trade just yet.
Okay.
Go ahead and hit start draft, and we'll see what it looks like.
All right. So Mike Green is gone. We weren't going to pick him anyway. Nick M. I'm not even going to try that.
Emanwari?
Huh?
Emanwari.
There you go. Appreciate that. Now let's see who we got. Cam went 1 to Tennessee. Travis went 2. Abdul went 3. I don't think Shador's gone yet. I don't think Shador's gone yet.
He hasn't. Now this simulator is very big on they're not very big on the quarterbacks. They also have wide receiver listed as a Falcons need. I don't know where anybody is thinking the Falcons actually need a wide receiver, but I've seen it listed as one of the team's needs for literally every simulator. And it's like, no, it's edge, linebacker, defensive tackle, corner, safety. Those are the needs.
Yep.
Defense, right?
Yep.
So here's what I want you to look at. Who's the truly best player available on this board right now on defense, in your opinion?
In my opinion, I'm going to say Malachi Starks. I could be wrong.
So I would say it's Kenneth Grant, who's down at 7, listed at 17.
D-tackle.
Defensive tackle, 330-pound dude. He's a top 10 player in this draft, former wrestler, arguably one of the best interior pass rushers at his weight in this class. Creates a lot of disruption inside, eats a lot of double teams. I think if there's a guy that could unlock the Falcons this year, it would be Kenneth Grant. However, if you look at how this board is lining up, maybe you could look into a trade and still get him. So Shador Sanders is available. The Steelers are at pick 21. Let's see if they're open to trading. So click on the trade tab and see what they say.
All right. Where's the trade tab? Where'd it go?
It's right up top where it says draft player. Right next to that.
Trade. Okay. All right. We're going down. You said they're at 20 what now?
21. The Steelers.
Are they on here? There we go. All right.
So click on 15 for us, and then click on 21, 83, and 123. And then there's a little thing that says force this trade. Click on that because that's a fair trade. So now we've traded with the Steelers. We've moved down 6 picks. And then I would hit resume draft and just see who's available.
Still Malachi Starks. Wow.
Still got Starks, still got Grant. Who would you take? What do you think is more important between a beastly defensive tackle or an eraser at safety? Because that's what those guys are. Those guys are both great players. I personally have Grant with the top 10 grade. I have Starks with the top 20 grade. So
and we're going Grant. We'll go Grant.
Yeah. And also, fat guys win championships.
That's gonna be my new slogan. I'm gonna tell my wife that fat guys win championships.
They do. Look at how the Eagles won their title, right? They built up their offensive line. They built up their defensive line. They won a title. They did it twice. 2 different quarterbacks.
All right. Good deal. Kerry says, hey, T. Will and Scott, excited to watch your mock draft. Kerry, we're happy to have you. Mike says, with us signing Fuller, I just don't see us going safety. And he's right, because I think Fuller's going to start. All right. So next round, we're at 33. Second round, pick 14. Demarius Knight. Give me your thoughts on where we are here.
So I really do like Demarius Knight. I don't like him in the second round. I think they're a little high on him. Scroll down a little bit. You mentioned corner depth could be something to look at.
Mm-hmm.
You're also looking at a potential edge. So scroll down a little more. Let's just see what edges are available. Landon Jackson. Not super high on him.
Braden Swinson.
I think that's really high for Swinson.
JT Tamalo out of Ohio State.
Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense either.
Jack Sawyer. Jared Ivey.
You may have to push off edge for another round too. Scroll back up. So they've got Knight. I like Knight. I don't think he's the best in coverage. He could be a good pick. You did take a defensive tackle first, so you're focusing towards the middle of your defense. I would take a cornerback here, though, because I have Trey Amos rated pretty highly, and I think he would fit in a lot better with what they need, and he could compete at the nickel.
Trey Amos it is. All right.
Jordan Birch probably shouldn't be available. Freak athlete, really good pass rusher. I mean, top guy left on the board right now. Just great pass rusher.
I see. Let's get him.
Creates a lot of disruption up front. So you're focusing on the lines, the front 7 early. You got a corner. I mean, at this point, you might look into a safety for depth. You might look into an edge defense, another edge maybe. But scroll back up. There's a guy named Willie Lampkin that popped up.
This guy.
Willie Lampkin. Do you remember Mud Duck, Todd McClure?
Yeah.
That's Willie Lampkin. Would you take that in the 4th round in a heartbeat?
Yeah, he grades high.
Really good pass blocker, despite his size. 5'11", 300 pounds. He's a center. Right what you want right in the middle of your line. And because you have that extra pick later on, you can look and see what else is there. Now there's another guy named Chase Lunt. Plays right tackle for UConn. Should be still available. Yep,
right
there he is. Great pass blocker. Really good athlete. Good in the run. And again, how many linemen did we take in those first 5 picks?
2.
4.
Oh, wait. Offense and defense, 4. Sorry about that.
4 out of 5 picks. All right. So now you're in the 7th round. And at this point, you can go best player available, whatever you want. I don't think any of these quarterbacks are worth a damn at this point. So do you go with a safety, Elijah Clark for depth? Do you look at RJ Mickens? Do you look at linebacker like Teddy Buchanan?
I'm going to go safety.
Safety? Might as well, right? That's a good fit for depth because even though you already have safeties on the roster, you might as well take another safety for depth. And here's your linebacker, Teddy Buchanan. Now, PFF may not give this the best grade in the world, but there's a solid plan for every one of these picks. All right. Kenneth Grant, he's your starting nose tackle now. You got Rook playing the under role, the 3-tech role. Trey Amos, he's going to compete for time at nickel and then maybe potentially even take over at CB2 after a year. Jordan Birch instantly comes in and gives you a long-term solution as an edge defender. And worst case scenario, he can rotate with both Harrison and on the outside, on the other side. Lampkin's a center that can start right away. If not, Newsel can hold it down for a year. Lunt's a guy that can learn from McGarry for a year and then come in and be an upgrade. Elijah Clark, really solid depth piece, good special teamer. Teddy Buchanan, really solid depth piece, good special teamer. This is the kind of draft I could see we could see it happening very easily. And 4 out of 5 picks on the upfront. Because fat guys win championships.
Fat guys win championships. That's what they do.
That's what they do, man.
You want to do another one?
Yeah. I got a different mock draft simulator I like to use too. Just to kind of give it a separate feel.
Is it free?
You think I'm going to do something that's not free?
Okay, what's the simulator?
I've put it in the link in the chat.
Okay, all right, my bad. Sorry about that. Woo. Let's see.
And while you're doing that, so I decided to finally get a haircut after about 3 months.
It looks great, by the way.
Went to this barber shop, and they were like, yeah, 2:30, I've got an appointment. And the guy didn't speak a word of English. So he's like, well, he types into his translator, what kind of haircut do you like? So I was like, I showed him a crew cut, essentially, and he gave me this. And I'm like, this is nice. I like it. He did a good job.
Did a great job.
Really nice fade on the side, too. Like, I'm picky about that, too. Like, you got to do a good fade. And he did a nice fade. I've been getting fades since I was at military college. So
I didn't know you were military college. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. That Citadel flag behind me.
All right, I recognize it now. Okay.
That's where I went.
I recognize it now. All right, so I'm here in the draft. Now, I haven't used this one before, so you're going to have to Obi-Wan me through this.
So where it is right now, it's good, right? You're right at the start. I always like hitting start before doing any trades. You want to see how the board plays out. So I'd go ahead and just hit start up at the top.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So you're going to get trade offers. That one looks awful.
So I'm going to reject that.
Definitely reject that. That's for next year's picks. Definitely. I mean, yeah, for next year's picks, right? So this situation looks a lot different. So you got Will Johnson, Jalen Walker, Michael Williams, all available to you. All would be great picks. Honestly, in this situation, this is not going to be a what would I do? This is going to be a what could I see the Falcons doing?
Okay.
In the situation.
Okay.
I think they wouldn't want to hear any more from the UGA fans. I think they want a blue chip stud pass rusher. I don't think it's Jalen Walker. I think it's Michael Williams in this situation.
Michael Williams it is. All right.
And I think he would be a stud in this scheme. He's got all the pieces to be good. He just needs to fully put it together. See, I would reject that. That's not a good looking trade. Horrible looking trade. And worse looking trade. So this is another unique situation. Gray Zabel. The Falcons still don't technically have a starting center. Gray Zabel could come right in and start at center for them. Like instantly tomorrow. Really good athlete, really strong player, right in the middle, plays guard, just great fit. I would personally pick him. I think that's who they would go to if he's there in the second. He'd be too good to pass up. So now you get a little bit of a wait. And this is the there's no trades mock, right?
Okay.
Like, don't really see a trade happening just yet. And we're at what pick? I'm having trouble reading the little font.
I don't. We keep going. Where are we? Let's see.
There we go.
Yeah, we're here now.
All right. 118. You got your edge, you got your center. Two biggest needs that people think the Falcons have, right?
Right.
At this point, let's see what's available over at corner and safety. And you can actually click the picks and see. So Parrish, I'm not a fan of Parrish. I think he's just okay. Quincy Riley, So I would skip out on corner right now. What does safety look like? Lathan Ransom. Again, another position that you can kind of just hold off on. So I would click on all and just see who's the best available all positions. Tyler Shaw, he sucks. Charles Grant's good. He could be a long-term solution at right tackle. I know he's listed as an inside offensive lineman, but he plays left tackle for William and Mary. Fantastic pass blocker. Could eventually be the right tackle you need for a blind side here. Or you could look down and see CJ West. He's a defensive tackle, would add to the rotation there.
I like that.
And I think that could be a very good pick for them. So again, focus on front seven, focus on lines. There's no trades right now. That's okay. You still got three players who could come right in and be impactful. They may not start, but they could have a role. Now, Zabel's probably going to start. Michael Williams is probably going to have a role. And I think Ebiketie kind of goes off this year to where you're like, all right, well, can Michael Williams be a 2 out of the 1, 2, 3 pass rushers? Probably. Can he be a 3? Absolutely. So I think long-term, that's going to be a good fit.
All right, Scott, got to do some housekeeping. Michael says, with us signing Fuller, I don't see us going safety. Lisa Shepard says, hey, y'all. Hey, Lisa. Carrie, your haircut looks very good, Scott. Nice fade. There you go. Lisa Karasik coming through with the fresh cut. Okay, we see you. Jay Black, D tackle now. Carrie says, right, Lisa. Lisa says, hey, Carrie, that fade is fading. Jay Black says at least one of our first 3 picks should start. Okay, gotcha. We are caught up. Now it's time for us to pick. We got Troy Hamilton. Take over, Maestro. Do your thing.
So you got Ty Hamilton, Fadil Diggs. Those are some names. Scroll down a little, though, because I think there's a name that may not be showing up. Actually, do me a favor. Click on linebacker. And scroll down a good bit. Actually, scroll back up. It's in the 300 something on here. 304, Sean Dolak.
Okay.
Click on him. So they don't have scouting reports and stuff here. So I'll give you the quick scouting report on him. Athletically, he's Quan Alexander.
Okay.
On field, he's a consensus All-American middle linebacker who played in a scheme at Buffalo that's very similar to what the Jets were running over in New York.
Okay.
He would instantly come in and contribute to special teams with a long-term look at being your Mike linebacker. This year, he probably backs up Caden Ellis, but in the future, he's probably starting at middle linebacker for you right away, right?
Okay.
I think that is your pick right there. And you're going to get a D+ or whatever. I'm not worried about what these grades are on these mock drafts from the simulator. Because if you go through and you simulate some of the picks that actually happened, you're going to see Ds, you're going to see Fs. You're going to be like, why did this guy go this spot? This fit didn't make sense in the simulator, but everything else made sense. All right, so the last 7th round pick, click all.
All right.
And just scroll to the top because I just want to see who's available in the sim. So Riley Mills would be a steal there. Luke Lachey would be a good blocking tight end. But I know I said I don't see the Falcons going wide receiver really at all. But in this situation, they don't have a return specialist. Jalen Lane could be that return specialist.
All right.
And then there you go. There's your returner. So you got front 7 focus. You got starting center. You probably got 2 starters in the first 3 picks. You got 2 long-term starters in the next 2 picks. And then you got a specialist that's going to just be specializing. And Dolak, so Dolak is one of those guys that I think could end up being like a Foye Oluokun type.
Okay.
You know, Foye didn't start his first year. Was really good, really instinctful guy, really good in coverage. That's where I think he fits. Starting middle linebacker.
Let's start. Let's go ahead and hit restart. All right. Atlanta Falcons here. And where's the start button?
Good. So go down, see where it says fast. That'll speed it up a little bit for you.
Okay.
And
Enter draft room. And now start. All right.
Way quicker, right?
Yep.
So this time, hit the trade button at the top. And then on the right, so they don't have it ordered by who's got which pick. They're a little bit more, someone took a really good rankings and threw them in here, but they're not the best simulator look. So click on the Arizona and scroll down to the Chargers. because the Chargers need a. So down here, LAC. Do 122, 386, 125. And then on the Falcon side, just hit 115. So that gives you a couple more picks, but Tet McMillan was available there. So that's why I think they would trade up for him. In this situation, I think the Falcons really do well for best player available defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've made it known that I'm a big Jahad Campbell fan.
Me too.
He'd start at middle linebacker for years, probably next decade. I think he's the next Luke Kuechly type, Fred Warner type. Like, you drop him in coverage, you play him against the run, you blitz him 4 or 5 times, you're good to go. I would take him in a heartbeat. Now, just for reference to the people watching, the reason why I wouldn't go Mike Green at all, and I don't think the Falcons would go Mike Green at all, is because Mike Green has had multiple sexual assault situations.
Yep.
And I just don't play with that myself. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that the Falcons will either.
Oh, definitely not.
So
if you don't sign Jalen Carter with the Eagles, and he didn't even cause the accident, he was just racing. You are not going near Mike Green. You're just not.
Now, I think the Jalen Carter thing had a lot more to do with the Jalen Carter thing probably had a lot more to do with the fact that he had bad influences in Atlanta and all of that. It just wasn't a good fit. Also, they really loved Bijan Robinson.
Yeah. Well, I like Bijan too. I'm not mad at it.
When you absolutely love a prospect and the other one's like, do we take this guy even though he's at a bigger need with all these questions? But we love this guy. You're going to go, oh, we love this guy. We're taking this guy. I would hit reject on that trade. It just feels unrealistic. They're not going to send us 2 4s, a 5, and 2 7s, and a future 2 to move up 2 spots. That just doesn't make sense.
Okay.
All right. So last time we took Gray Zabel. This time, let's scroll down a little bit and see who's available at edge defender. So go up to the top of that. Oh, that is the top. Okay. So you got some options here. You got Jack Sawyer, who's solid. JT Tuimoloau, Braden Swinson, who, again, I think everybody's way higher on Swinson than I am. Birch, Kennard, Josiah Stewart. You can probably get away with not going edge this round. I'd go back to all and just see what else is out there. Okay. Jackson Dart. Benjamin Morrison, right? This is a guy that could make a lot of sense. Don't click just yet. He can make a lot of sense. He could be a future number 1 corner. He's got that kind of talent.
Okay.
However, I still think the Falcons are going to come out of this draft with a nose tackle. Tyleik Williams is 6'4", 230, or not 230, 330. Big, fat dude in the middle. Eats up blocks on the inside. I would be surprised if he's there in the second. But if he is there, I do think the Falcons would highly consider him. And I would make that the pick.
Done.
You just took a middle linebacker. Now you take a guy in the middle that can help protect him from those guards. So you got Campbell and Williams. And then you'd also have Rook, 3 guys young in the first, second year right up the middle.
Okay.
Third round. Click on IOL for me. I just want to see if he's available. So inside offensive lineman.
Yeah. Oh, right there. I just had to find it. Sorry about that. You got Tate Radledge, Miles Frazier, Jackson Slater, Seth McLaughlin, Caleb Rogers, Joshua Gray, Luke.
Not really a center available here. So just go back to all.
Okay.
So centers might get pushed back a year. There's a guy who played with Penix who's the center over at Alabama. Maybe they just wait a year and take him, right?
Okay.
That's okay. Here in the third, I mean, I hate to have this guy on multiple mocks, but Jordan Birch. He's right there. Really fits what they want to do. Might as well grab him.
Okay.
Get some athletic freaks, put them in the right spots, be super happy. This is interesting. Because I was going to say maybe you look at safety, maybe you look at inside, you look for your center here. You with that extra 4th round pick that you have right now, you could easily look at doing a center and forcing it, but why not just take the safety that's right at the top of the board and add to that depth at safety? Here you go. This actually is a realistic trade, even though it's 4 spots. The Ravens are going to have an extra 4 picks this year. So they'll be at like 12 or 13 picks, I want to say. They always trade up. They always use their 6s like they're nothing. This actually is a realistic trade to drop down 4 spots. I would take it. This I'd reject. You don't need a future 6. Not a good trade there. Like, I'd hold off on those. Yeah, you don't need those. So here, Denzel Burke. He is a good man coverage corner, good zone coverage corner. They're going to run a lot of different cover 2 man, multiple different kinds of schemes. I would take Burke and laugh my way to the bank with him on the roster. I have a 2nd round grade on Burke. I think he's really good. Like, I'm surprised he keeps going so in these simulators. That's how good I think he is. Yeah, but these just hit reject. Any trade offers with the 6th round, just don't worry about those, and because they're always going to be like future picks. All right, you haven't gone O-line at all. Seth McLaughlin is a very solid center, played at Ohio State. I know this is going to be like the Damski draft where it's all Ohio State players, but dude fits. He'd be a good center. He'd fit. He could compete. So I say go for it.
Let's do it. Reject?
Yeah, just reject that. Man, your phone's blowing up, dude.
It's Jack.
It's Jack. Of course it's Jack.
Jack is sending messages in one of our Facebook chats. So all right, so we're at 210. We got Pat Bryant, Connor Colby, Caden Prather. So all right, so we got a safety, we got a corner, we got a D lineman, we got a linebacker, we got an edge.
Yep.
You
got a center. So
we got a
center.
Hit
BPA on everything so far, right? You got a new guy for every level of the defense, every unit of the defense. You got a new center for your offensive line. At this point, you can take whoever you want. You can add a wide receiver. You can look at tight end. Just look at who's at the top of the board, right?
Okay, you got Pat Bryant.
Pat Bryant, solid. Colby could compete at center. Prather's solid. Look at tight end, potentially, because I don't see Werner being ideal long-term. And, I mean, Arondé Gadsden, son of Arondé Gadsden from the Miami Dolphins that played with Marino, I wouldn't be shocked to see him be on the board and be a guy that could fit. Played at Syracuse. Solid blocker, but better receiver. Would allow the Falcons to use more in that true, like, big slot guy versus, inline tight end guy. So I think Gadsden could probably be a better fit for what they want to do.
Gadsden it is.
And at tight end, he's a lot more similar to who's that guy that played for the Rams for so many years? I'm blanking on his name. Gerald Everett.
Okay.
So get you a Gerald Everett type to come in and compete. I think the 218s available are up right now.
Yep.
So click on all. Let's see who's available here. All right. Hot take. Running back wouldn't be bad here. Damian Martinez, great return man. Can give you a home run threat at running back from the depth. Would be a better fit than, say, Avery Williams was. And could add some spice to that return game. Really the return game more than anything else. This is more special. But if you get a special teams touchdown out of your 7th round pick, you had a good 7th round pick.
Fair enough. Damian Martinez it is. One more.
All right. Georgia fan service pick.
Oh, wow. Nazir Stackhouse.
Nazir Stackhouse, Georgia fan service pick. Big fat guy in the middle because fat guys win championships.
Yeah, they do.
And honestly, without the injuries, Stackhouse is probably a 2nd or 3rd round pick. So if you hit save, it takes you to another screen. And then you can see scroll down. You can see kind of what we did, right? We did those trades, took a lot of different players. And the trades, even though it may seem like it's not truly, what's the word? They may not seem super realistic. That trade for that fourth round trade is something I've seen the Ravens do in the past. Yeah, we got Stackhouse in the 7th, Michael. That's not the 3rd. That's the 7th round. If he's there in the 7th, that'd be like actually taking Jamari Sawyer instead of taking Justin Schaffer that year they did. I never understood why they did that. That's a much better draft. That defense would play a hell of a lot better than they did last year. The offense would look a little bit better because they would not have to worry about, what happens if we screw up? The defense can back us up. And you'd have a competitor for your center role.
Okay. You want to do one more?
I think I'm about mock drafted out.
Oh, what? So, well, we've done 3 today, right? I think we did 3. So
we've done 3.
We're good there. All right. Well, hey, maybe we can maybe let's get together on some more we can do for next Wednesday's show and see what happens. You think Kirk gets traded in the next week, or you think they're going to game it out until right before the draft?
Dude, I hope he gets traded in the next week. That'd be fantastic because then we don't have to hear about this dude anymore. We don't have to talk about this dude anymore.
Oh, also, he's going to be on the Netflix show about quarterbacks. Did you see that?
I did.
Holy crap, man. And see, now I really feel like we need to be on Hard Knocks because Kirk is going to spin this. And I'm going to say this. I probably shouldn't say it, but I'm going to say this. Okay. After watching Kirk's dealings, I think Kirk is a nefarious character. I really do. I don't think he's genuine. I think that he is all about Kirk. And that's what it feels like. And the fact that he's going to be on this quarterback show, I know they're going to spin it his way. So, the Falcons already having a certain.
By the time this show airs, the whole Kirk Cousins situation will be resolved.
You think so?
Well, because it's not coming out for a lot.
Okay.
So
I still think it'll be bad press. Are the Falcons on what's that show where they show the football teams?
Hard Knocks.
Are they on Hard Knocks this year?
They haven't done Hard Knocks since 2014.
But are they scheduled to do it this year?
No.
Let's see who is.
They might have to. I think Hard Knocks this year is actually University of North Carolina for the off-season one. And
have they picked the candidates yet? Oh, okay. The Falcons did make the cut. I don't think they've picked them.
So click on that. There are 4 teams that can be forced to do it. And I'm pretty sure it's us, the Panthers, and us, Panthers, Titans, Seahawks. There you
go. Okay. I'm thinking they're going to pick us because of this whole Kirk Cousins debacle.
Well, if they do, they don't start filming till training camp.
Yeah.
So again,
I
think Kirk's gone by then. So then it's just Hard Knocks, Raheem Morris, Terry Fontenot, Michael Penix. What does it look like in Atlanta with a young quarterback and a team that's trying to get to the playoffs?
I think that's a part of it, but I think they'll still be dealing with the blows from Kirk. Like I really feel like because he's on this Netflix special, he's going to be taking some shots. With everything that he's done, he's going to be taking some shots. And that's what's going to be interesting. It matters. It matters not. It's not going to affect what we do going forward. But I think the Falcons have been misrepresented because all teams lie about injuries. All teams do.
But I don't think they were lying in this case.
I don't think they were lying. Well, no. I think he was hurt. Now, was he?
He was sore.
Yeah.
I don't think he was hurt. I think his shoulder was sore and he was like, oh man, it's a little more sore than it normally is. But that's it. I don't think he was actually hurt.
I guess my question is, did they do an MRI? Did they do all the stuff that and they probably didn't. And honestly, I feel like his shoulder was he's probably better now, but that game against the Chargers where he threw that out, that was my mother could throw that. And she's no longer with us. My mother could throw that. Okay. So something was affected. Now, again, to what degree, we don't know because we don't know how granular their investigation was. If you didn't do an MRI, then you can't really say, is this a bone bruise? What is this? What's the extent of it? But I do know that I shouldn't say a lot, but a lot of players don't want it out there that they have a few nagging injuries because this being football, guys are going to key on that. If I know something's wrong with your knee, Scott, and no disrespect to you, but I'm going to put a little English on it the next time I hit you. You get what I'm saying? If I know your shoulder's sore, guess what, Scott? I'm going to fall on you. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just trying to get you out the game. You get what I'm saying? So
no, and I would do the same thing.
Right.
It's one of those things. Football is a very dirty sport.
Yep.
It's a very dirty sport.
No doubt about it.
And at the bottom of those piles and with those cut blocks,
Satan lives. Satan lives at the bottom. Let me tell you something. When there's a fumble, Satan lives at the bottom of that huddle. I'm serious. Now, I'm telling you somebody. I've played football before. I know what guys grab. I know what goes down. Where you don't want to be is at the bottom. Like if you're on top of a couple of guys, who's on top of a couple of guys, you might be all right. But if you're at the bottom and you got that ball, Lord, sweet baby Jesus, help you because something's going to get grabbed, whether that's an eye, it doesn't matter.
I used to be at the bottom of the piles and like you're punching rib cages. You're just like, get off of me.
Yeah.
And it's not even like a being dirty. It's a dude, get the hell off of me.
Right.
Feeling.
No, it's because you got the weight of everybody. Right. You got the weight of everybody that's mounting up. But secondly, man, the guys will grab anything. I'm telling you, Satan lives at the bottom of NFL. When there's a scrum and there's a pile, Satan's at the bottom because anything goes down. Anything goes.
And you wonder why some players are just like, I don't want the smoke.
Yeah. No.
Oh, there's a pile and they're down. I'm not jumping in that. We're good. Still got the ball.
Bro, I'm telling you, if you've never done it, Okay, and I've done it, man. And I tell you what, they grab the right thing. Guess what? You're gonna let go. I promise you.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you. If they grab it, you're gonna give up the ghost. You no, I would. Yes, you would.
Yep.
Yes, you totally would. If they grab the right thing, you are giving it up. Cup and all, because look it. These guys will grab anything. I'm talking nose hairs, eyes, eyeballs, gouging, grabbing private parts, getting that bone up under your rib cage. I had a guy try and do that to me, to go up under there and put his finger up under there. Jesus, man. No, absolutely not. Anyway, it's going to be interesting to see what they do, Scott. It's going to be. I'm very curious to see how this Kirk thing is going to go, because I just think it's incredible because it's like we're playing chicken with him, but we're also playing chicken with the rest of the NFL. Like, you won't keep him. Oh, we won't? Oh, we won't. Okay, watch this. Right? And this is either going to be one of the greatest things since sliced bread, or it's going to blow up in Terry's face. I hope it's not the latter, but I'm here for it. Because I don't think bad behavior should be rewarded. I don't think just because, let me speak with your manager, I don't want to do that. It sets a bad precedent. I'm okay with Terry F. Baby doing what he's doing, because it at least says to other players, okay, you can try and skirt the process if you want to. This is what's going to happen to you. And I think ultimately that message is it's going to serve the Falcons well. Will it do it in this situation? I don't know. I don't know. But we'll see.
I'm not going to sit here and deal with your bullshit is basically what that's saying.
Correct.
Like, we're going to find a place to trade you to. Sorry.
Bless you. That's okay.
We're going to find a place to trade you to, and we're going to get something for you. And whether you like it or not, you're not going to be a Falcon next year. We're just not going to sit here and deal with you being a punk ass on our bench.
Right.
But publicly, we're going to say we're holding you hostage.
Right. We're not going to capitulate to your demands.
We're not going to say publicly we're trading you. We're not going to say publicly we're cutting you. We're not cutting you.
Right.
We're not cutting you, period, because it doesn't help us cap-wise.
Right.
It's absolutely pointless for us to do.
No, and I'm fine with it, man. I'm here for it. So, hey, I appreciate it, Scott. Great show, man. Looking forward to coming back and doing this next week, and I'm gonna work on my own mock drafts. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna study everything you do, because you got all A's and 1D, which I'm kind of jealous of, because I've never got that in a mock.
That D should be a A minus. Like, it's not truly a D. If you,
I've never gotten all A's in a mock draft. So you got it in spades, dude. You got it in spades. So I'm gonna study these, right? And I tell you what, next week we'll do it again. I'm not ready to be like, all right, Scott, let me try and do it, because I know I'm not gonna, I don't have the je ne sais quoi. I don't have the savvy to do that. But I'm working my way up that maybe in 2 or 3 weeks I can do a draft and you can oversee it, and we can see what I'll be graded on it. I'm not ready now. But
totally fair.
In a couple of weeks, I'm going to be ready. So anyway, you got any special plans coming up for the weekend? Are you staying in?
No real plans. Just going to hang out and watch some TV on Friday night, and honestly, just been relaxing all week. Been trying to get some good sleep in. When it comes to tomorrow, though, I'll be on One Time for the Fan with Jack Spade.
Yeah, and myself and Carrie. And so look, I guess we get together. We get to work together twice this week, man. That's awesome. I would ask you what we're discussing, but I don't want to give it away just yet. So
hey, Jack's gonna be Jack. So I'm gonna let him pick what he wants to talk about, and I'll just give my input.
That's what we'll do. Well, hey man, I cannot thank you enough. Tell these folks where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at Karasik S. That's really basically it. I probably going to put some stuff on the Substack this week.
Okay.
Just kind of update a couple things, and that's where you can find me.
Good deal. Well, Scott, as always, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your input in regards to everything Falcons, but specifically the draft, because I'm going to go back and watch this show 3, 4, 5, 6 times and see if I can't learn something. So in 3 weeks, I'll be ready. I can get my Scott Karisic on. But again, I cannot thank you enough, sir. Guys, you can check us out every Wednesday at 4 p.m. The name of this show is called What the Falcon? And yes, I did get John from Out of Your Falcon Minds blessing before I did this, right? So if you guys are out there thinking Terry went rogue, no, I didn't. I called Godfather John and said, hey, John Godfather, is it okay if I use What the Falcon? And he says, you know, I'm glad you came to me. I would have been very pissed off had you not, but I'm going to let you keep the name and let you live. No, it wasn't like that, but he did give me his blessing, and so we're good. So the name of the show is What the Falcon. We're here every Friday. I think Scott came up with the phrase, so hey, man, good choice. The initial feedback has been very positive on it, so thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. Guys, we're here every Wednesday at 4. To every one of you who joined us in the chat, thank you. Could not do this without you. Love doing this with you. Just love talking Falcons football, everything ATL sports. Thank you to God. Wouldn't be here without him. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Last but not least, thank you to Eric Parker, my brother, and Jack Spade, my friend, who gave me my start in this business. Appreciate all of you guys. You guys have an amazing day. Go Falcons and rise up. We'll see you next week. Thanks, everybody.